We're diving into a heavy question. Is the 21st century shaping up to be a war century? Just 2 days ago, on the 13th of June, Israel...
Moments ago, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat to Israel's very survival.
We're diving into a heavy question. Is the 21st century shaping up to be a war century? Just 2 days ago, on the 13th of June, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, striking Iran's nuclear sites, and Iran claims it downed an F-35 jet in retaliation. With conflicts raging globally, from Ukraine to Gaza, it's time to ask, are we living in an era defined by war? Over the next 5 minutes, we'll explore the evidence, the stakes, and what it means for us. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get started. Let's set the stage. The 20th century was brutal. 2 world wars, the Cold War, and over 187 million deaths from conflict, per historical estimates. The 21st century kicked off with hope after the Berlin Wall fell, but 9/11s in 2001 changed everything. The US invaded Afghanistan, then Iraq, sparking a wave of wars, Syria, Libya, Yemen, all tied to terrorism or power struggles. Fast forward to 2025, and we're seeing record-high conflicts. 61 state-based wars, 160,000 deaths last year, and military spending hitting $2.7 trillion. Posts on X echo this unease, with users calling it a never-ending cycle. Is peace just a dream now? Take the Iran-Israel clash. On the 13th of June, Israel hit Natanz and IRGC bases, targeting Iran's nuclear program after Tehran amassed uranium for 9 bombs, per Netanyahu. Iran fired missiles at Tel Aviv, wounding dozens, and claimed its S-400 defenses took down an F-35 unverified. But the buzz online is intense. This isn't isolated. Russia's war in Ukraine, now in its 3rd year, has killed over 500,000, while Gaza's conflict since October 2023 has claimed 40,000 lives. The Middle East, Africa, and Asia are hotspots, with drones and cyber attacks adding new dimensions. Does this sound like a century of war to you? What drives this? Technology's a big factor. Drones, like those used in Ukraine, let nations fight remotely, lowering the threshold for conflict. Cyber warfare, think US-China tensions over hacking blurs lines between peace and war. Climate change fuels resource wars, like Sudan's Darfur crisis over water. And ideology, religious extremism, nationalism keeps tensions boiling. Industrial scripts guide on war films, notes, drama thrives in conflict. Real life seems to agree. Are these tools making war inevitable? Let's look at the human cost. The 20th century's wars had clear fronts. Today, civilians bear the brunt. 70% of casualties in recent conflicts are non-combatants, per UN data. Ukraine's cities are rubble, Gaza's hospitals overwhelmed, and Iran's strikes hit civilian areas too. Displacement is staggering, over 100 million refugees globally. X posts highlight anguish, with users sharing images of destroyed homes. War's not just on battlefields anymore, it's in our streets. How does this reshape our world? Global powers play a role. The US and China's rivalry, with $1 trillion defense budgets each, sets a tone alliances like NATO expand, while Russia and Iran counter with their own blocs. The 13th of June strike saw US warships backing Israel, intercepting Iranian missiles. Europe pushes de-escalation, but oil prices jumped 8% post-strike, showing economic stakes. Are superpowers locked in a new Cold War, dragging us into chaos? History offers clues. The 20th century had paused post-WWI treaties, Cold War détente. The 21st? Conflicts overlap with no clear end. Afghanistan's 20-year war ended in 2021, but Ukraine began in 2022. IWM's timeline shows every year since 2000 had some war. Experts suggest a multipolar world, more players, more friction. Could diplomacy, like a 2026 Russia-mediated ceasefire, break this cycle, or are we too far gone? What's the future? If Iran goes nuclear, Israel might strike again, risking a regional war. Climate wars could intensify. Think India-Pakistan over rivers. AI weapons might automate conflict, raising ethical nightmares. Yet, hope exists. Peace talks in Yemen show progress. This century could pivot, but only if we demand it. What do you think, war century or turning point? So, is the 21st century a war century? The data says yes, constant conflict, rising deaths, global tension, but human resilience hints at change. Drop your thoughts below, we're all in this together. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more. See you next time.